Hi, I'm Rinal Trivedi, and today I'm going to talk about some of the intellectually dishonest debate tactics that we either employ ourselves or spot amongst people around us on public platforms. So let's get into a few of these tactics. The straw man. A straw man is an easily refutable misrepresentation of the opponent's actual argument. Advocates of a universal wage often get accused of encouraging laziness. Now, should we encourage laziness? Well, of course not. But is that the actual argument? No, that's a straw man of the argument of universal wages. Encouraging laziness is an easier argument to refute. Straw men can be humorous and hence great crowd pleasers. The key to identifying a straw man is asking if the argument in question oversimplifies a complicated issue. The next one is cherry picking. Cherry picking involves citing anecdotes or examples of outliers to the norm in the attempt to portray them as the norm. When male celebrities were accused in the Me Too movement, many men's rights activists cited cherry picked examples of false accusations to discredit the genuine cases and to perpetuate the notion that the false cases outnumbered the actual ones. Politicians cherry-pick cases of foreign terrorism to portray it as a leading cause of deaths, even though statistics suggest it to always be a minuscule contributor. Be aware of the sensationalism or convenience of cherry-picked arguments and always look for data when in doubt. The next and one of the most contrived dishonest tactics is the dog whistle. A dog whistle is an ambiguous statement that appears innocuous to a group of people who lack context, but resonates strongly with a group of people that is aware. When John F. Kennedy campaigned for civil rights for African Americans, his opponent, Barry Goldwater, used a famous dog whistle argument in the form of states' rights. Through states' rights, Goldwater proposed that the question of civil rights be left to individual states to decide, knowing full well that the southern states would never be open to racial integration. What on the surface was an argument about a parliamentary technicality was actually a dog whistle for the racist and white supremacist political fringe that got behind Goldwater and the campaign. Dog whistles are extremely popular and very hard to call out because understanding them requires prior knowledge of the context. Name calling is another dishonest debate tactic. Talk about the gender wage gap and equal pay for women vociferously enough, and you will be called a feminazi. Talk about wealth tax for the uber rich on a large enough platform, and you will be labeled a communist. The name caller takes no further burden to disprove your stance. Telling somebody why they are wrong in argument is also intellectually dishonest. Atheists often get told that they do not believe in God because of a childhood trauma that resulted in a loss of faith. By explaining the root cause of the atheist stance, the theist absolves the burden of providing evidence to prove the existence of God. Portraying a fact as an opinion is also a dishonest tactic and is a favorite of conspiracy theorists. It is backed up by intellectual virtue signaling, like examining both sides of a coin or being open to different perspectives. Should we entertain the flat earther argument under the pretext of keeping an open mind? Are there two sides to a fact? These are just some of the plethora of intellectually dishonest debate tactics used by people to manipulate audiences. They play on the cognitive biases of the crowd, like confirmation bias, primacy bias, in-group favoritism, halo effect, recency bias, and groupthink. If the objective of the debate is to influence audiences rather than to arrive at the truth, then these tactics will be utilized frequently. The next time you debate someone and they use intellectually dishonest debate tactics, ask yourself if engaging further is worth your time or not. Thank you.